Life is
a bitch.
Of course, you would say that. I am talking about media personality, TV host, actor, all the above, Gary with a T.
Yeah. Oh, big hi, darling. How you
Hi,
doing?
Gary. How are you?
Fine. This is special. It's nice, honey, to be here with you tonight.
It's been a lot going on this week. And, I specifically told you that I wanted to have you on this podcast because we have conversations, and a lot of times I'm like, I bet people don't even know this side of Gary, or
Really?
they don't know. They only hear you when you do your tea, or, when you're on, what do you have on at the bottom?
Oh, bitch, you can see that? I got my t-shirt and my panties on.
Just how you like it.
Oh, I did. I lift up that high? Oh, my God.
That thing was high. That thing was sitting. Okay?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord.
So, Gary.
Yeah.
Talk about your childhood and where you grew up, because that really set the foundation for who you are right now. How was it growing up in Port Arthur?
Yeah. Well, in the words of Natalie Cole, growing up wasn't easy for anime. A little girl in a great big world. Anime. But growing up, I grew up in a city. Is that a city? Called Port Arthur, Texas, honey. Port Arthur, Texas is like 90 miles from Houston, Texas. 16 miles from Beaumont, Texas. Beaumont's the next largest city. And I mean, I grew up, honey, with both parents, honey, thank God. And it was I had a really nice childhood. Like my mom always say, my daddy gave us all of what we needed.
Yeah.
Some of what we wanted, baby. And it was really nice. And, I really don't regret my childhood at all.
And what about high school? How were you in high school? I'm trying to think of how Gary, did you have a lot of friends? Were you a loner?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In high school, I had a lot of friends, honey, / associates. But, we called them friends back then because, you didn't know the difference.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of friends, honey. And, I was a fun person. I mean, my friends were fun people, honey. We didn't spat and carry on that much. We used to do fun childhood things, honey. I used to steal the car, honey.
Steal the car?
Yeah, push the car to drive my dad our car, and we would go riding, me and my friends, honey. Like on Sundays when we would go to church, my dad would put the keys under the sun visor. And honey, me and my friend Byron, we would take the car, honey, and go ride after church, honey, before church was out. And I just made sure I was able to put the car back in its spot. When I got back, honey, my dad would have known I'd taken the car.
And you never got caught.
Never got caught, girl. Isn't that something? I never got caught. I never get. One time, the neighbor, my mama told me that the neighbor had told my daddy that I was pushing the car out the driveway and stuff. But yeah.
You was like, I was just moving it. I was just.
Yes, I was just really something else, honey.
Were you like the Gary that you are now? Were you like just colorful or were you like a thug? Like, were you trying to play that role? Like,
oh no, we didn't. Believe it or not, we didn't have thugs in my neighborhood, honey.
Y'all didn't. Y'all had a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, we had a nice because everybody in the neighborhood had both parents, honey. So that was a whole.
Oh, was that?
Yes, honey,
that was the difference.
Yes, that was the difference. We all had both of our parents until death did them part. But no, I was always the same person. People like when I go back home today and visit my friends, neighbors, or whatever, and people, now they see me on TV and hear me on the radio. They're like, you ain't never changed. I'm like, girl, what I was supposed to do?
Right.
You changed for the better, but as changing because of, doing different things, your income, honey, expanded. No, because, honey, like I would tell people all the time, if I had lost my job in radio and TV and you lost yours at McDonald's, we both unemployed still. So
yeah, y'all in the same.
So it doesn't matter, honey. It's just my job just having to be high profile because you see me or hear me every day.
But it wasn't always that way.
No, it wasn't.
So before you got into radio, a lot of people don't know that you wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah, my mama told me when I graduated, because my brothers, all of my brothers, honey, there's 5 of us, 3 of them went to the military, and my mama, well, at least they all went to the military, and I made it very clear to my parents that I'm not going to the military. I'm like, honey, because if I need to travel, honey, I can travel on my own. Because that's basically, you went to the damn military to travel. They would tell you get to go to Germany, you get to go here. So I felt you were just going there just for to go travel. And I didn't need to do that. I felt that I could make it in the civilian life. So my mama suggested to me that I would go to school to be a nurse. She said, you need to just go to school to be a nurse, but you could have a job in something. You'll have a job in something because nursing was definitely a career, and they didn't have that many men in nursing back in that time. So she suggested that to me. So honey, I started going to school for nursing. I got my nurse's aide license, and I went to school at night to get that. So I got my nurse's aide license, and I started working at the hospitals. I moved to Houston, and I worked at MD Anderson and Herman Hospital, nursing homes, and all that other good stuff. So honey, I did all of that.
Okay, so you had like a 9 to 5, but there was another side of you where you were partying, you were having a good time. Because I know we talked about like these excursions. I guess in that time frame, there was a lot of partying and being a Black gay man, right? During that time,
lifestyle, yeah.
Okay, your alternative lifestyle. Let's call it that. Because you were a nurse's aide or nurse aide by day. Then
nurse aide, they called it orderly, and they called it nurse aide. The titles changed, but at the end of the day, it was a nurse assistant. Yeah, a nurse aide.
Okay. And then so at night, it was just, I'm letting loose. I'm having a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I moved to Houston, honey, from Port Arthur in like 85.
Okay.
And I moved to Houston, honey. And baby, moving to Houston from the country of Port Arthur, moving to Houston, girl, it was a damn amazing. Bitch, I started going to the clubs, honey. Girl, cause I never forget this. This is so crazy. I never forget one of my homegirls, she happened to live across the street from where my brother lived in Houston. And honey, she had taken me riding around the city, honey. Mm-hmm. So we rode around Houston, girl, and then there we went down Westheimer. Westheimer was the area. So she said, now listen, you don't want to come to this area, Gary, because this is the gay area. I'm like, oh, okay. Bitch, in my head, I'm like, ooh, that's the gay area. Baby, this is the
Did she not
truth.
Know? She didn't know?
Yeah, I'm sure she knew, but I'm telling you, big bitch, I went back that night, honey. I'm like, oh, bitch, I saw. Oh, that's the gay area. So, honey, I learned that. So then some of my friends would come to town, bitch, and we would go to that area, honey. Baby, Miss Westheimer was the best years of my life. Montrose was the area. Honey, I had just seen, I was like, oh my God, look at this man. Ooh, look at, just coming from the country, you just couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, some of the finest men on earth, honey. But bitch, at that time, that's when you had to run in the club. Baby, these guys doggone men, baby, honey, they paused, looked around, and they zoomed into the club. Because you didn't want nobody to see you going into the gay club at that time.
Really? But I thought if it was that area, if you down there, period, people would kind of put two and two together, right? Like it was,
But you missed what I said. You didn't want people to see you in the area. Because evidently these guys were not out like that. Okay. Where they just walk on the street and be free, honey, and go into the club. That's why they jetted into the club. Because just in case you would have rolled down the street and saw Leroy going in the club. Oh, Leroy going in the gay club. So that's why they didn't do that. Yeah.
Did you find that a lot of Leroys were attracted to you or trying to talk to you in that environment, but then outside of that, they had this other life? Living that alternative lifestyle, you have to deal with a lot of different things. It wasn't as widely accepted as it is now. Yeah, but you still had that community, whether it was ballroom, whether it was clubs, whether it was sex clubs,
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you find that a lot of the guys wanted to get with you club wise, but then, during the day, it's like.
Yeah, exactly. And that still happened today, though. But it's almost, and it transcends in both hetero and homo lifestyle. Because it's just like a fat girl, honey, at a club. No man going to be seen talking to her because, honey, he's shading that she's fat. But when the goddamn lights go down, honey, you ready to go home? So it goes both ways.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, so that's how it is, and it still is that way sometimes. And you're like, bastard, please, honey, I think it's an honor. But back then with me, I mean, I was real, bitch. I was real sassy, honey. Oh, baby. And at that time, too, I wasn't who you see now. Baby, I had double teeth, honey, and everything, but before I
Not
wore
double
braces.
teeth.
Yes,
Yeah.
my teeth were all double until I wore braces. And, honey, but I still felt, baby, just nobody
But you were still
prettier than
pulling
me.
them.
Yes, ma'am, honey. Was nobody prettier than me. So, honey, so I was still, honey, doing what I had to do. And so it was fun. I don't regret those days at all. Sometimes I wish if I could have those days back. On the words of Cher, if I could turn back time, it was just really a good time. Really.
So
a good
now
time.
why? So why can't you still have? Because I think back then you were the one to approach. You weren't afraid to approach
Oh no, not
anybody.
at all, bitch.
Because
Oh,
that's the difference now.
Oh, the
Have
difference
you
bitch,
not approaching nobody
I ain't
now?
approaching no damn body. You're going to have to knock me because it's just
Right.
different. Because then too, back in, like you said, remember like I said earlier, back then I was real sassy, honey. I didn't give a damn, honey. And I had my friends, honey. We was, honey, it was the cheerleaders. It was like 4 of us. We called ourselves the pretty boys. And bitch, honey, we just didn't care. We just was ourselves, and it was that. But now, it's totally different now because I don't know. I think a little bit now, and not because of what I do, but because I'm always going to be me. But it's just all about face now. You're not about to humiliate me, so I'm not going to approach you. It's all about that. So you're not going to humiliate me and say, and do stuff like that. So I'd rather, you have to approach me. Oh,
You're scared of
approach each other.
rejection.
No, not really. I'm not scared of rejection, honey. But it's just something about just putting yourself out there like that. That's just,
okay.
The difference for me.
Did something happen? Did something happen that got you in that space?
It's not to really happen, but I must say, I think too, maybe one of the things is, because back in the day though too, honey, this is what it is. I know what it is. See, back in the day, honey, to the guys, honey, they were, they were just the buff guys, good looking guys. And they didn't talk to you. Now, I never get vividly this guy, honey, big buff, fine guy, honey. But girl, honey, you looked at him, you like, oh, he's so nice. But bitch, she said, pooh, he's with a white girl. So, honey, the white queens was able to get all the boys back then, bitch, honey, back in Dallas. Anyway, now Houston was a different story. But in Dallas, baby, oh my God, they was like all stuffy and didn't look at you, honey. They didn't want to say anything to you.
Really?
But the white queens were the ones to conquer girl too. It was like those who, honey, have the most dollars win. So, honey, back then, honey, so that's how that was going on, for the most part. So now one of the reasons why I don't approach anybody and piss me off, because I kind of go back to that day. Mike Jones. Back then you didn't want me, now I'm hot out there all on me. So my damn thing is, bitch, so I'm going to put you, honey, in that position that was of yesteryear when the boys, honey, didn't want to approach, honey, or if you approach them, honey, they brush you off. So that's kind of what made me feel the way that I am right now. So, not that I'm just, some big ballerina or something like that, but no, I ain't gonna talk to you, honey. I look back from back then. So what the hell you want now?
Yeah. So when you first got into radio, did you know that that's what you wanted to do?
But I don't know how it happened. All I know is back in 1989, honey, I moved to Dallas, and I was working at the hospital at that time, and I never forget, honey, I called the radio station, which was Hot 100. I think it was Hot 103 something. But anyway, I called the Russ Parr show, and whatever I called and said to Russ Parr, he just laughed, honey. And just one thing just led to another until I started calling like every day. And then, honey, it was him and Alfreda's, which you know that. And and when they would go out on remotes, honey, I would go out and meet them. And, Russ would give me $20 here and there, or he would give me a ticket to some event or whatever. And one thing just led to another, and that's where it started.
I think that's so, because you started with Russ calling in and doing all that. You had a stint with Steve Harvey. And then came Ricky. Yeah. Right? Did I get the timeline right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And, in between, I worked with different people. I worked with Mark McCrae. I worked with Rick Party. Little stuff. You doing little stuff. And I worked with, what's his name? It was Lynn Hayes and, what's his name? I can't think of the guy's name. But anyway, I did little stunts here. And I did stuff on, with Skip Murphy and all them. So that was all in between. But the main characters was Russ, Steve, and Ricky.
And radio was so different back then. I always say that. Radio was so fun. Not that it's not fun now, but back then, it was just the budgets were different, the trips, we did
Everything was
tours and the music and
everything was just totally different. Hell, you saw the damn DJ answer the phone because Russ would answer the phone. The main person answered no damn phone now.
No.
You got a phone operator and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
You have a whole producer.
Yeah.
And so we talked about, mental health and you dealing with your mental health through all these different stages. Because a lot of people, I mean, you talked about it a little bit, on your radio show and things like that. But dealing with, when did you know that you needed to get some help with your mental health to help you, not only in life, but just work-wise and for yourself? When did you?
Oh, I knew when I needed it. Damn it, when I had a breakdown. When I was in Houston, I was living in Houston at the time, and honey, I'll never forget the day, honey. My friends, honey, I was just sleeping a lot, and I didn't want to be bothered with people, whatever. And honey, my friends found me wrapped up in a blanket, honey, in the corner in my apartment. So they came. They finally got the apartment people to open the door because they couldn't get in, and they weren't going. They didn't know what was going on. So they, the apartment managers opened the door and found me in the blanket. So what my friends did was they took me to the hospital. And when they took me to the hospital and they admitted me, they, honey, put me on the psych floor immediately. So that's what they put me in. They didn't put me in the hospital, people put me on the psych floor. So they put me on the psych floor, honey, and they did evaluations and stuff, honey. They eventually called my parents, and they had to come down. And, they said that it was, I was dealing with bipolar because it happened previously when I was in high school. I had a episode, but the doctors in Port Arthur didn't know what the hell it was. So this was like 4 years later, but they they said I had hypoglycemia. Then one doctor said I needed glasses, because I was just doing some weird stuff. But anyway, so back to Houston. So when they put me in the hospital, my parents came and they wrapped, they told them, that I was I guess going through manic depressive, as they called it then.
Okay.
So I stayed there for like a couple of weeks. And they put me on all these different medicines. So when they put me on these different medicines, once I got out the hospital, honey, my parents brought me home. I went home, honey, and was very talkative. But anyway, so my parents, honey, we'd gone to bed. Girl, I woke up in the middle of the night and ran upstairs to my mom and them and told them that the monsters was chopping me up in the brain, girl.
Oh, shit.
But I guess that's what I guess the medicine at that time, because they had me on different medicines, codeine, Escalade, and Norvain. I was on 3 different medicines. So,
wow.
So my parents called the doctor that night, and they told them to bring me back to the hospital. So they brought me to a hospital, a private hospital in Sugar Land, and they put me there for 3 months. So I stayed in the hospital for 3 months because I was working at MD Anderson at the time, and I lost my job because I was gone for 3 months, and they said that was the limit. You could be gone forever that length of time at that time. So they kept me there for 3 months, and honey.
So what happened during these 3 months? Because
they just kept me there, treating me, giving me medicine, and putting me in, giving me different medicine, doing evaluations, so running up the damn insurance and stuff. And like at the hospital that just opened at that time, it was a new hospital, honey, and they had just opened, so honey, they kept me there for those 3 months.
Was there any point where you were in denial, like?
Well, yeah,
I don't need this. This is not like I feel fine, or
that was later. While I was there, honey, I had taken the medicine. I was taking the medicine and stuff, and doing what I was doing. They finally, got me on the right medicine and stuff. So when I got out the hospital, my parents told me you can't move back to Houston. They wouldn't let me move back to Houston, so I moved home. I stayed home for like a month or so, and then I moved to Dallas. But I at one point I stopped taking the medicine because I said, honey, there ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm not crazy, and I stopped taking the medicine. Bitch, I had another episode, so I got back on that medicine. So I started taking the medicine back again. And I have not stopped taking it since because, the lithium, it works for me. I've been on that for over 30 years. So
do you ever have to, like, check in and get your dosage checked or they have to do more tests to see if anything has changed? How is that process?
Yeah, I don't have to do more tests, but, honey, I have to check in. I check in every month to get my levels, to make sure, the medicine and stuff is working. And I realized, too, because one thing, if you're not a fool, you'll realize, because just like the other day, I hadn't taken my medicine, bitch, and I felt myself getting in an angry state. So, honey, when I feel myself like that, honey, I just don't be around people or whatever because I get real antsy, so to speak. I'm more so aggravated. And you know, so I just be by myself. So and I politely, honey, I heard me take this damn medicine because I already know if I don't take it, honey, if you call me, I will curse your ass out if you say one thing wrong. And you know, you just, you know, I know how to regulate it now. So that's a good thing about it. So, but some people don't know how to regulate.
But I feel like you kind of do that whether you're on or off. You know, you'll cuss people out. I've heard you.
I'll probably be on the verge of it, because you know, girl, I mean, you know, you can get to the point where it could rev you up, honey. So, but for the most part, I take my medicine, honey, because like I said, I know what it does, and I've never forget me. My mom was talking about that, how when we were sitting, the doctor had told my dad that you're gonna be on this for life, and I talked to my doctor the other day, and he's like, yeah, you know, it's amazing. You know, because it's a chemical imbalance in the brain, and it's almost like hereditary. And I think it comes from my mama's side, because my mama have, you know, family members that's kind of, you know. So,
we all. So, and I think that's probably the issue with our community. We have, you know, mental health issues and things like that, but we're so in denial, like, ain't shit wrong with me. I'm fine. But then you going off and cussing somebody out and
doing some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't ever want to seek help. And so as you progressed in your career, was this something that you were open about, not necessarily ashamed of it to where you didn't want to speak on it, but was it something that you were open about to the people that you work with, to friends?
Yes, honey, very much so. This ain't nothing to be ashamed about. Because like I tell people all the time, bitch, honey, if you in the position that I'm in, honey, you want to be crazy too, bitch, if that's the case. So, honey, I have nothing to be ashamed about. And I talk about it all the time. So, because, I mean, it's nothing to be... Somebody needs to know this. I need to know that, honey, just because that's nothing too. Oh, I can't take that because they ain't going to make me funny no more. Oh, no, you'll still be funny, honey, but you might be funnier, honey, and regulate your ass. But my thing is to let people know that just because, honey, you're going through a mental thing, that don't mean, honey, it's the end of the world. Look at me, honey. I'm bipolar, but, honey, I'm still able to work and have a productive life. So, no, I ain't nothing to be ashamed about.
Did it affect dating?
No. Well, if anything, honey, it makes my ass less tolerant. So, you know, I ain't finna tolerate no damn crap from you. So, yeah, it might affect that because, honey, I ain't got time, honey. You come, one lie, bitch, cut. Some people say, but you need to give him a chance. I didn't ask for that lie. So
my, Gary, but you've been that way for a while. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice,
shame on me. And it won't be shame on me, honey. So, no.
You won't even get to that point.
Nope, I'm not going to get to that point. So, honey, because it don't make sense.
Because, you know, when we see stuff like Kanye West and we see like the text messages that he released where the guy was like, your second option, I'm going to put you, you know, back on medication and send you to zombie land. I think that people kind of correlate, you know, mental health issues and being on meds and then you in zombie land.
Everybody damn state is totally different. I can tell you that, honey. It's different for everybody, honey. Because some people could be bipolar, some people could be schizophrenic, some people could be damn whatever. But, honey, my thing is, honey, I know what I am, and, you know, I handle it because I don't want to sit there. I don't want to be found in jail or dead somewhere, honey, behind something that I could have prevented. So, no.
Yeah. Okay. I want to move on to dating, Gary. Oh. How is dating going? We're almost at the end of the year. I've been trying. Have you gone on any dates? Have you given anybody a chance?
No. To none. I mean, I would love to. I mean, I was prophesied that I'm going to have somebody, you know, by this year, honey, whatever. And that person could be a fan, quote unquote, honey, or maybe, you know, just somebody, you know, nice. But I just have to give them a chance. So, but I don't. You know, it would be nice. I would love to have companionship, honey. I would love that more than the next person. But, you know, my thing is, too, though, not that I really sit and think about me dating somebody and would they be dating me just for, you know, what I could do for them or what have you. Are they dating me because they like me? But the situation is, though, my thing is, though, honey, I just, you know, I think about this. And, I mean, if I'm dating you, so now, you know, because everybody come in a mask. But if we're dating and then all of this is gone, will you still be there? That's one of my concerns. So,
could you say that about yourself? Because a lot of times we say we want this, we want a person that gives this or does this, and are we bringing the same thing to the table? So if you were with someone and they lost everything, would you stick around?
Yes, because first of all, that's one thing, and this is very honest. I don't date the damn person that I dated, honey, which you know about, and I told you about it. That bastard didn't have nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Not even a job. But if I like you for you. But that's not gonna happen anymore. No, we ain't for the date with no job.
I'm trying to figure out, but what I wasn't clear on with that person is, what did you love about them? What made you stay with that person, even though they had all these different things going on?
Because I love the person. I say, if I love you, honey, and we could work through this here, honey. And that person, and he was very nice to me. I mean, a good person, just had a drug problem. And, and that right
He
there.
must have been good in bed. I think you're not saying it, and I feel like that's just what it is, because that's what it is for a lot of women. We can put the blinders on if we getting dick down. And
yeah, but no. Digmatizing, honey, was not it, but it was definitely a good situation. But no, I just love, and I think he came at a time too, though, girl, when I was new to the city, and and I'm not gonna say I was vulnerable, but it was just a time, and like now, but you gotta have a damn job. Your ass gotta be nice to me or what have you and stuff like that, honey. And don't try to minimize me, because you know how Africans in America do. Yeah, I see you with your little shoes on. Now, don't let me.
No, we can't do that.
When you start living,
right.
So,
your little show, your little
exactly.
car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't live me. But if you're nice to me, damn it, and you have a job and be very secure with yourself and with me, honey, we're great. Because you don't have to have me.
Would you spin the block? Would you give an ex a chance if they say that they've changed and things are different?
Probably. It depends. It really depends, Okay. Because the thing about it is, though, it's good to, give somebody that you know. Somewhat, anyway.
Yeah.
But
something you're familiar with. You kind of know what you're getting. Even if it's the negative things about that person, you already you know. When you get into a new situation, it's like, what you got now? What you come with?
Exactly. But they say, but the reason why they say, why would you go back to them? That's why they were called an ex. But sometimes people know,
Okay, I'm gonna do a rapid fire, and you have to choose one or the other. Okay, here we go. Mm-hmm. Holding hands in public or kissing?
In public?
Yes. I knew you was going to frown at that because you don't really like PDA. So either one.
No. I'm not going to kiss no damn public and then holding hands. I ain't going to do that neither. Neither one.
Garrett, you be holding hands. Looks or brains?
Brains.
Okay. Go out to eat or go to the movies?
Go out to eat.
Gucci or Versace?
Balenciaga.
Okay. Texting or calling?
Calling. Don't be texting me, damn, because I might not get your text. Call me, honey. And when texting, can't read that tone. You know how we kind of misconstrue stuff. So, bitch, call me so I could hear you.
Yeah, you're right. Would you be 10 minutes early for the first date or 10 minutes late? And I'll say 10 minutes late because sometimes people want to, especially if it's like a blind date or something like that, they want to like make an entrance, but then you get there early, make a good impression. So what do you think?
10 minutes early because I'm a stickler for time, honey. My time is valuable, so don't have my ass sitting there waiting, looking crazy. No, early.
Okay. Would you want an expensive gift or a compliment every day for a month?
Oh, honey, you could give me a compliment. Because the hell with an expensive gift, honey, I could buy my own shit. A compliment, just hearing it is, a good thing. Compliment goes a lot, goes a long way and stuff.
People don't realize that. Like the little things.
Yes.
People think that you have to like buy this and buy that.
No,
don't try to buy me, especially with someone that can buy things, on their own.
And not just that too big. And I know this might be something different. Honey, I'm the type of person, bitch, you could put some shit in a damn Gucci box, honey, and I'ma still like it. Because, bitch, first of all, it's the presentation of the box. So just give
me
you
had to say some shit.
Just saying, honey.
Gucci box. Okay. Would you rather have a bath with your lover or shower?
A shower.
A nice car or a nice house?
A nice house, of course.
Okay.
Baby, you can put a damn hoopty at a damn nice house, bitch, and it still looks good because that house outshine that car.
Just put the hoopty in the garage.
Exactly. And then when people try to climb, you're like, oh, bitch, I saw you in that ragged ass car, but bitch, follow me home. Okay.
Oh,
Follow me
top
on.
or bottom? That's my last one.
For who?
You don't even have to answer that.
Okay, bitch. Yeah.
Okay, so before we get out of here, we got to get into some tea. That's your special tea. So, Kim Zolciak Bierman, she denies that her $1 million house, her $1 million mansion, was sold in an auction. They're saying that this $2.6 million home was auctioned off for $257,000. Bitch, if I got a mansion for $257,000, do you think she's lying? Because she said, I'm going to be here for Christmas, my birthday.
Yeah. No, she not damn lying, honey. Because first of all, bitch, you ain't gonna sell no mansion for $257. I mean,
Well, they said it was foreclosed. They took it in the auction.
But bitch, like she said, she put more than $1 million into the damn house. So I'm like, girl, no, she ain't like, cause honey, if she sold it for that damn price, bitch, I'll go sell some ass to go get that here. $257. Oh, I forgot they not buying that no more. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, they buying it.
Girl, well, I wish you hell let me know who doing it, cause shit, honey, I need a check. Ain't nobody buying, and you can't even pull up to my bumper no more, but you can drive it in between. But anyway, go.
Okay. Keke Palmer. She says that she enjoys lesbian porn. And she also says that she likes being submissive in the bedroom and she does role play.
Ain't nobody shocked. Because, Keke look like she's, quote, unquote, allegedly swam in the lady pond before. So, but,
she looks like she'll try something.
She will try. But this is a deal, Vic. This is crazy. I like heterosexual porn. I will not look at gay porn.
I was going to ask you what type.
I hate gay
Why do you
porn.
hate gay? Why do you hate gay porn?
Because it's fucking get on. Oh, your cock. Who that cock is that? Oh my God. Nobody got time for that shit. I hate that. I'm like, girl, that's so damn fake, honey. It just
Can I
gets
just
on my
say,
nerves.
I like amateur, like people that I don't like full productions where it's like a movie. Like I like people that just took their camera and it's like some real shit. It's just real.
Yeah. I don't like gay porn. It just does not.
And
do
I don't think
me.
I can watch the lesbian porn either. Because why
I
y'all
like,
rubbing?
And okay, yeah. And I don't like goddamn it, black men with white women porn neither, damn it. I'm just like, this bitch taking all the dick that I should have had. Oh, I mean,
Okay, what about role playing? Are you into role playing?
No, I ain't no damn role playing, honey.
Gary.
Hell no.
Are you saying no because you don't think you will be good at it?
That's just, to me, that's too much, girl. Oh, I play
like if you were like a damsel at home and the plumber needed to come over and he's like,
well, yeah, I think I do like it now since you put it that way. Yeah.
Hey, did somebody call for a plumber?
Yes, I called for you, Roto-Rooter. Can you come clog my
Do
drain?
you need my snake in your drain?
Oh my God, thank you so much, Roto. I do. Yes. Honey, are you going to make it twiggle and whistle?
Twinkle.
And are you going to clean me out completely? Yes.
Well, you were supposed to already do that.
No, he gonna
okay.
I'm already in douche, but I need you to come on in, honey, and spin it around and go up, honey. Yeah.
Okay, so Captain America, Chris Evans, was named People Magazine's sexiest man alive. I think we should really have a black version.
We should have a black version.
He's fine. He's a fine white boy. Now, I will say that. I don't want to bring race into it, but...
Yeah, but not just that, bitch, honey. I'm glad it's him, bitch, honey, because at least he like black women. Yo,
yeah,
if you put a damn Negro, honey, up in there, he would like love Becky and Somiqua. I mean, Sunji. So good.
Well, I was thinking, sexiest man alive... Michael Ealy, the other guy that played on Reasonable Doubt. Do you watch Reasonable Doubt on Hulu?
Honey, I interviewed him on. Yes, honey. What's his name? Yeah,
he's so fine.
Yeah, he is. But girl, they got Chris Pratt or whatever. So good. They got
Chris Evans.
They know somebody was gonna do justice for the black girl. So kudos, Chris.
Oh, you saying he's universal?
Yeah.
He can get any type of coochie. Okay,
yeah, but he like black women specifically. Chris does. Yes, we love him.
Okay. Well, Gary, this has been a great convo.
Oh, really?
I hope that people really understand your journey.
And you know, it's something that we didn't talk about too, but we'll just blip into. I mean, and you also remember the experience that I had with cancer. So, you know, I had to go through that too. So, honey, that was just.
Yes. No, let's talk about that really quick because that is something that I don't think a lot of people really understood. You know, you didn't say anything. You didn't really tell anybody when you were going through it at the time. You said something afterwards.
Yeah, because that's
when
time
you
they
get
need to know.
Yeah, when you get that type of news, do you really want your family and your friends around, or did you feel that you wanted to just deal with this by yourself?
Yeah, you know, not so much I wanted to deal with it by myself, but you know, my friends that knew, and my family that knew, they did come around and said, but let me tell you something. One thing I did like about the whole situation, if that's a lack of a better word, I went through it, honey. I went through the chemo, I went through the radiation, honey. I went through it every day, and I went to work every day, honey. I went to work with my chemo pouch on fanny pack, and I did my radiation every day after I got off from work. And then I came home and got in the bed, honey, and channel surf, watched TV. But it was a lack of a better word again, a good time when because let me tell you something. When you're going through stuff like that, honey, you don't want everybody, I feel so sorry for you. Oh, the Lord gonna bless you. Oh, you're gonna be right. You don't want to hear all that because, girl, they ain't doing nothing but making it worse because it's making you feel, making you sadder.
That's why, you know, the people that I know that have dealt with cancer and things like that, they didn't want to tell anybody because they didn't want people to treat them differently.
Yeah, don't treat me damn different. Don't be moaning and all this. Girl, I went there when the doctor told me, honey, I had cancer. I said, okay, when can we start treatment or whatever? And he said,
it was caught early.
Yeah, so he said, call the office, girl, honey, made a schedule, and we did it. I went through it. I didn't think nothing of it, Vic. Honestly, I just was ready to have it done, and that goes to show you, even though I'm not one to walk around and oh, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. The Lord knew my faith, honey. I had faith, honey, and I knew everything was going to be okay, and, honey, I went through it. And that was that. You know?
Gary, that is, wow. Because I would think, like, that I would just be a mess. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. You start like evaluating life and where you're at and what you're doing. But what you're saying is life kept going. And you were like, okay, this is just another stepping stone that I just need to go get through and
that's what I did, honey. I didn't even think about it. I promise you I didn't think about it. And then what made it better, one of my friends and classmates, he was going through it as well too. He went through prostate cancer, and the good thing about that was, lack of a better word, I'm gonna say good thing, honey. The thing was, we were able to talk and compare notes and talk about our radiation and our chemo together and stuff, and that brought us closer together and stuff. So that was good that you had I had somebody to, you know, was experiencing the same
relate
with. To relate, because you know people can't relate to everything you're going through because they're not going through it. So he and I were able to relate to one another, and that made it so much better for me. And honey, I mean, you know, we just went on smooth sailing. And like I said, I didn't even think about it. I did not think about it. I just said, let's get it done, honey. And we did it, honey. I naturally had a CAT scan the other day, and honey, everything was fine and stuff. So I just didn't think about it because, I mean, and I'm glad, like I said, I didn't have all these people moping over me or whatever. It's like a death, Vic. When somebody die in your family, everybody come up, oh, I'm sorry, and da-da-da. That's making it worse because you put, you know, it's just, you're making me more sad and stuff like that. I don't need to be sad. I need to be sad in my own terms, not sad because you're making me sad. And it just was a thing.
Did it change anything for you moving forward now? Because, you know, when people have either they have near-death experiences or they go through something and it puts life or it wakes, you know, oh, life is short. I have to go and have to do the things that I want to do, or I can't worry about. I always tell people this, like, you're so worried about paying bills, paying debt, going to work, and that's it. Like, that's your life. Like, there's nothing outside of that you're actually living. You're living to pay bills.
And the thing about it is, what they fail to realize, honey, the day your ass die, there's a bill in the mailbox. So you're going to die with a bill. So it doesn't matter. But I don't know, believe it or not, I don't think it really changed much, you know, because I already know life is short. I have lost all of my friends, my best friends, and they all have died and stuff, you know. So I said, the Lord got me here for a reason, honey. I'm still here, and you know, but it's just, I just still do me and live and do what I want to do and what have you, honey, and help my mom out and stuff. And
it sounds like that would change you as well. I don't know if it.
No, it didn't change.
As far as like losing your friends, I can't imagine. You said all your best friends. So these are the people that knew you in and out, that been through it all with you.
They used to punk with me, honey. We used to all punk together. Yes, all of them, honey. And I mean, Now, was this during the late 80s, early 90s, during that era where... And these guys, we grew up together. So...
Oh, okay.
We grew up together and stuff, but it's just you just live on. And the thing about it is, because we already know life is short. We say that every day, but do we really believe it? But we do know that life is short. So my thing is, in the meantime, that's why I just take care of me, honey, and do what I need to do. Now, if I could do what I want to do, honey, one of the dreams that I had, I just think everybody should get together and have sex and screw who you want to screw with. And if you live to see the next day, then, honey, great. Now, we already did this.
You really want to relive Houston. You want to relive the Houston days.
If I could just have what I want to have, those that I want to have, okay, let's do this. And now, if you live tomorrow, then you ain't saying that.
What was the room? What was the place where there were different rooms and you?
It was the bookstore.
Okay, yes.
They call it the bookstore. You go in the room, you just go in the building, honey, it was dark, and the guys would stick their penises through a hole, and if you wanted to be with it, you just got with it. Or what have you, honey. Then there was another place called the spa. You go to the spa, bitch, honey, you get your room or your TV, whatever.
Is that where you stay overnight?
Yeah, you go walk around naked and stuff, honey, whatever. So it's just, so I just did it because, girl, we're going to die anyway. So let's
just have fun and just do whatever.
Just do whatever. And, honey, if you live to see the next day, honey, that was just between you and that person, and just move on with life. But that's just me.
You might have unlocked a couple of keys to happiness, Gary. So tell everybody what you have coming up. What's Gary's tea?
Well, what's happening? What I got going on? I'm working on a reality show that's supposed to be coming up soon, and then there's another reality show that I'm working with somebody else supposed to be coming up soon, and then I have the podcast, and I have just. Girl, let me tell you something, big bitch. This is how I live. My mama say, honey, a bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. So, bitch, that bird is not in my hand right now, and those two are in the bush. So, but these are just stuff that's going to happen. But stay tuned. How about that? Yeah.
Yes. How about that? Gary, thank you so much. This was fun. And you have an amazing career. You have an amazing journey, and to see where you are today and you're continuing to build your own legacy. You're worldwide, baby. I'm worldwide. What Candy say? I'm worldwide.
Baby. Bitch, I'm local, honey. I'm a local, bitch. That's what it is, honey. So, yes.
You are not local.
Yes, honey. I'm local, bitch, and I'm around the way girl. Okay.
Around the way filet.
Yes, honey. Well, Big, I thank you for having me on, honey. It was a pleasure, darling. As always, honey. And Christmas is almost near. I don't know if y'all gonna come to the Christmas soiree this year, but we had a good time.
Baby, boy, we had a time at that Christmas party,
yes,
baby.
Lord, so honey, we're gonna see if I can do that again this year. So, thanks again for having me, dear.
Thank you, boo.